Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. So exercise 8.2. Yesterday we solved an example. Related to that example, some problems from the exercise we are going to solve today. Okay. So come to exercise 8.2. That is page number 187, and we will take a look at problem number 2. Problem 1, you can easily solve it because you see cos pi by 4. Now pi is 180 degree. That is in radian. Pi radian is equal to 180 degrees. So pi by 4 is equal to how much degree? 180 divided by 4, that is 45 degree. So cos 45 degree, you will put all the values, okay? Then you can easily get the answer. So number 1, kindly do it yourself. Let us talk about number 2. Now, here you can see that if cos theta is equal to minus 4 by 5 and there is a condition given for theta that it is between pi and 3 pi by 2, then find the value of tan theta and sin theta. Okay, so to know the value of tan theta and sin theta, we must know whether they are positive or negative. Okay, so how to know that they are positive or negative? For that, we have to understand who is positive and who is negative in which quadrants. Okay, this is the first quadrant. Here all positive, all are positive. In the second quadrant, only sine and cosec, they are positive, all the rest are negative. In the third quadrant, tan and cot positive, and in the fourth quadrant, sec and cos, these two are positive. Okay, so that means in the third quadrant, only tan theta and cot theta will be positive, and all other trigonometric ratio like sine, sec, cos, all of them will be negative. Okay, now why it is like that, you might be wondering, right? So there is an explanation for that. See, this quadrant is plus plus quadrant, correct or not? This quadrant is plus plus. Why? Because whenever I tell you that plot a point that is 3, 2, you can see that 3 is positive, 2 is positive. So you will move in the positive x direction, you will move in the positive y direction. So the point will be in the first quadrant. So that is why it is called plus plus. This is plus plus quadrant, right? Correct? So now, these things, you have to keep it in your mind that which one is positive in which quadrant, but we will try to understand that why they are like this. Okay, so let us try to understand it. Okay. So as I was saying, this is a plus plus quadrant. That is, here x will be positive and y will also be positive, right? So as a result, what happens? For sine theta, okay, you can see that this is x, this is y, and this will be root over x square plus y square. Correct? According to Pythagoras theorem, right? Now, in the second quadrant, what happens? Let us say we have a point here. That point will have a coordinate something like this. For example, I'm using 3 and 2. It will have a negative x value and a positive y value, right? Because we are going in the negative x direction and in the positive y direction, right? Okay.
Yes.
So here, if I draw a similar triangle, this x will be now minus x. Y will still be positive, and the hypotenuse, it will still be the same, root over x square plus y square. Okay. Now, if we talk about the third quadrant, what will happen? You are coming in the negative x direction and negative y direction. So it will look like something like this, minus 3, minus 2. Okay, as I was saying, this is plus plus, this is minus plus, and this is minus minus, right? So now if I draw an angle over here, it will be minus x, then y will be also minus y, but the hypotenuse will still be root over x square plus y square. Correct? And then for the fourth quadrant, if we have an angle over there, it will be positive x direction, but y will be negative, and hypotenuse will still be root over x square plus y square. Okay? Now, if I want to find out all the trigonometric ratios, let us say for first quadrant, I want to find out all the trigonometric ratio. Sine, cosec, cos, sec, and cot. Okay, so let us try to understand this one. Now sine, for the first quadrant, it is, if you consider this one as theta, okay, we are considering this angle as theta, then oppo by hypo, so it will be y by root over x square plus y square. My target from here is not to find the value or establish any formula. My target is to find out the sign. Is it positive or negative? That understanding that is my target. So it will be positive because y is positive and hypotenuse is always positive. Okay. Then similarly, cosec, it is just the opposite of sine. Root over x square y square divided by y. So it will also be positive. So similarly, cos, it will be adjacent by hypotenuse. So x by root over x square plus y square is equal to, it will also give us positive. In the similar manner, you will see that all of the trigonometric ratio you are getting positive. That is why in the first quadrant, it is called all positive. All trigonometric ratios are positive here. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now we will see for, okay, let me complete the others. Sec theta, it is opposite to cos theta, so x square plus y square divided by x. Tan theta, it is opposite by adjacent, so y by x, and cot theta will be x by y opposite. Okay. So we will mainly try to focus on sine, cos, and tan, because if I know the sine is positive or negative, then automatically cosec will be the same because they are just reciprocal of each other, right? Okay. So you can see that in the first quadrant, all of them are positive. All of them positive. So we say that first quadrant is all positive. In the second quadrant, who all will be positive? Let us see. You can see that here y and hypotenuse, they are still positive. So here we have y and hypotenuse. So sine theta will still be positive and cosec theta will also be positive. But what about other quantities? They contain x, but x here now it has become negative. So if it is negative, negative by positive, the answer will be negative. Then positive divided by negative, the answer will be negative. Positive divided by negative, answer will be negative, and negative divided by positive, the answer will be negative. So now you understand why I said that in the second quadrant, only sine and cosec are positive. Understood? In the second quadrant, only sine and cosec are positive, all other are negative. So if we have an angle that is in the second quadrant, for sine and cosec it will be positive, for all other trigonometric ratio it will be negative. Now you might not have faith on this when I say this, but you may try it in the calculator. Okay, you write sine 120 degree. 120 degree, this is in the second quadrant. Inshallah, you will get a positive value. Okay, so likewise, you can try tan 120. Check whether you get a positive value or not. Okay, Acha. Now let us continue. So this is about second quadrant. Second quadrant. Okay, so only sine and cosec positive, all other are negative. Now let us come to third quadrant. Now let us see which ones are positive and which ones are negative. Okay, here we have minus x and minus y. Okay, so as y is negative, so negative divided by positive, it will be negative. And here, if sine theta is negative, cosec is automatically negative, right? Because y is negative. Cos minus x, yes, it will be negative, and sec will also be negative. But about tan theta, you can see that it is minus x minus y. So minus x and minus y, minus minus, they will cancel each other and it will become plus. And similarly here also minus minus, they will cancel each other and it will become plus. So in the third quadrant, what we can see that tan and cot, they are positive. So in the third quadrant, tan and cot, these two are positive, all others are negative. Now similarly we can see for the fourth quadrant. Okay, now I want someone of you to answer me. Okay, so for sine theta, what it will be? We are always considering this one as theta, or this one as theta, this one as theta. Okay, so kindly let me know.
Sir, negative.
Sine will be negative. Why it will be negative? Because minus y here in the fourth quadrant, the opposite is minus y, right? So minus y divided by root over x square plus y square, so it will be negative. So if sine is negative, cosec will also be negative. What about cos?
Positive.
Because this is cos direction, right? So positive x divided by hypotenuse, so you will get something positive. And if this is positive, the reciprocal of it will also be positive. That means sec theta will also be positive. What about tan theta? Tan theta will be minus y by x, right? Minus y by x, so definitely you will get negative, and x by minus y, this will give you negative. So what can you see? Which two are positive here? Cos and sec, right? Okay. Now you have
Yes.
to remember these things, okay? In first quadrant, all are positive. In second quadrant, sine and cosec positive. In the third quadrant, tan and cot positive. And the fourth quadrant, cos and sec positive, okay? Now we will see what is the implication of this, okay? So as I was saying, we will solve question number 2. So question number 2 says that given, what is given? Someone read it out loud. Cos theta is equal to what is given?
Minus 4 by 5.
Very good. Minus 4 by 5. Now what does this minus tell you? That this theta, this angle can be in which quadrants? Let us analyze this now first, okay? We know that in the first quadrant, all are positive. So our angle theta cannot be in the first quadrant because here we have cos theta negative. And then again, we know that it cannot be in the fourth quadrant also because in the fourth quadrant, cos is positive. So if theta was in the fourth quadrant, then also we would have got a positive value, correct? Now, as cos theta is negative, in which quadrant cos theta is negative? In the second quadrant and in the third quadrant, right? So from here, we can say that our angle might be in the second quadrant, might be in the third quadrant. So let us continue. Then you will see that there is a condition given. The condition is like this, that theta is from pi to 3 pi by 2. Now, yesterday we have studied that this is 0 line, okay, and this is pi by 2, or we can say 90 degree, and this is pi or 180 degree, and this is 3 pi by 2 or 270 degree. Okay, so if I tell you that your angle is greater than pi, but less than 3 pi by 2, now what does that tell you? Where is your angle? Between pi.
Third quadrant.
You understood that this will be in the third quadrant. They have made it very clear. Okay, so as we got to know that this will be in the third quadrant, now it is easy for us to find out other trigonometric ratios, because while you find out the trigonometric ratios, you must know whether they will be positive or negative. Okay, so now we know that tan and cot, these two will be positive and all other trigonometric ratio will be negative. Okay, so according to that, inshallah, we will solve. Okay, so from here, yesterday I showed you one process of finding out other trigonometric ratios, right? Today, inshallah, I will show you another one. Okay, as we have cos theta, from here we can easily write sec theta, because sec theta is equal to 1 by cos theta. So definitely it will be minus 5 by 4. That means এটাকে উল্টা করে দিলেই হবে. So how to find out sin theta? We know that sin square theta plus cos square theta. This is another method of finding out other trigonometric ratios. Okay, yesterday we learned one, today we learned a new process. Is equal to 1. So from here, we want to find out sin square theta. So let us separate sin square theta and it will be 1 minus cos square theta. Acha. Now sin square theta is equal to 1 minus cos হচ্ছে কত minus 4 by 5 whole square. So what will be the answer here? Sin square theta 1 minus 16 by 25. So 25 minus 16 gives us 9. 9 by 25. So this is the value of sin square theta, but we need the value of sin theta, right? So we have to do root over. So if I do root over, you know that we have to put plus minus. So 9 ke root over korle hobe 3, 5 ke root over korle hobe, sorry, 25 ke root over korle 5. Now we have sin theta is equal to plus minus 3 by 5, but we cannot choose both. We have to choose only one. Now depending on what we will choose, we will see that the angle is in which quadrant. The angle is in third quadrant, and in third quadrant sin is positive or negative?
Negative.
Negative. So in third quadrant sin is negative. That is why we will write as that angle we will mention. The angle is in third quadrant. So as a result, we will write sin theta is equal to minus 3 by 5. We will not take the positive value because sin theta is negative here. Okay. Now, as we have found out sin theta, we can easily write cosec theta, because cosec theta is just the reciprocal of sin theta. So that will be minus 5 by 3. Minus 5 by 3. So this is cosec theta. The only two quantities that are left, tan theta and cot theta. So how to find out tan theta? Tan theta, we know that it is supposed to be positive, right? Because we are in the third quadrant, and cot theta also will be positive. We will see how it happens. We know that tan theta is equal to sin theta by cos theta. So sin theta is minus 3 by 5, minus 3 by 5, and cos theta it is minus 4 by 5, minus 4 by 5. So you can see that minus minus they cancel each other. Automatically it is becoming positive. Okay. So then we will do like this, 3 by 5 into 5 by 4. Division, when it becomes into the denominator fraction, it will be inversed. So 5 and 5 they will be cancelled, and 3 by 4. This is tan theta. Now as we have got tan theta, we can easily find out cot theta, because cot theta is reciprocal of tan theta. So that will be 4 by 3. Answer. So in many questions, this condition is given, but students seem to ignore this condition. They don't realize the importance of this condition. This condition made it very clear that in which quadrant the angle lies. So depending on that, we will be able to say that sin theta, cos theta, tan theta, whether they will be positive or negative. Understood? So this has a great importance. You have to mention it while writing the given information. Okay? Anybody has any doubt? We will solve another problem. We will solve another similar problem, inshallah. So now let us see. If anybody have any doubt, within 5 seconds you need to raise your hand. Nobody. Okay. So number 3. Let us take a look at number 3. Okay, so now I will draw the quadrants. Not too much writing. I will just write two or positive words. Here all positive. Here sine and cosec. Here tan and cot and sec cos. It is 0. This is pi by 2. This is pi. And this is 3 pi by 2. And this is again 2 pi. Okay. So number 3 says that if sine A is equal to 2 by 5, 3 na? Given. Sine A is equal to 2 by root 5. 2 by root 5. So we can see that sine is positive. So the possible quadrants are which ones? Let us decide about that. Sine is positive. So that means our angle might be where?
Second.
Second and first.
First and second. Because in first, all are positive. Sine can be positive. In the second, sine is positive. So the angle can be in the second quadrant also. But for sure, they will not be in the third and fourth quadrant. Right? So like in this way, we have to decide. Okay, so sine is equal to 2 by 5, it is positive. Then let us see whether any more information is given or not. And they have said pi by 2. Okay, our angle is greater than pi by 2. And it is up to pi. Now, looking at the quadrant, can you tell me where is pi by 2? Where is pi? So if the angle is in between pi and pi by 2, so the angle lies in which quadrant?
Second quadrant.
Second quadrant. So you know that here sine and cosec will be positive, all other quantities will be negative. Okay. So how can we find it out? Just in the similar process, as we know sine A, we can easily find out cosec A, which will be opposite of sine A. So from here we can write root 5 by 2. Just এটাকে উল্টো করে দিলে হবে. And in the previous problem, cos theta was given, and from cos theta we found out sin theta using the formula sin square theta plus cos square theta is equal to 1. Here sin is given, you have to find the value of cos in the similar manner using the similar formula. Can you do it? Fatima Akbar?
ওকে স্যার ইনশাআল্লাহ।
তো তোমার নাম ডাকার আগে কেন তুমি এটা বললা না? একটু আগে যেভাবে করাইছি সেই সেম মেথডে কি তুমি এটা সলভ করতে পারবা না?
ইয়েস স্যার।
করার আগে মানে আমি তোমার নাম ডাকার আগে কেন নিজে থেকে বললা না? নাহরিন?
Yes, sir.
পারবা না এটা
I
করতে?
can do inshallah, sir.
থেকে বলো না। তোমাদের দিক থেকে যখন কোনো রেসপন্স পাই না আমার মনে হয় যে আমি কি মানে গাছকে পড়াচ্ছি না মানুষকে পড়াচ্ছি আমি বুঝি না। গাছকে পড়াইলে যেটা হবে কি জানো, আমি কোনো কোশ্চেন করলেও রিপ্লাই দিবে না। তোমাদের ক্ষেত্রে সেম হয়ে গেছে। জিএম?
স্যার না কি বলছেন স্যার?
একটু আগে যেটা করাইছি সেটা কি প্রবলেম বুঝছি না?
একটু আগে যেটা করেছেন ওটা কি বুঝছি নাকি বুঝিনি এটা জিজ্ঞেস করছেন? হ্যাঁ বুঝছি, এটা বুঝছি। আপনি দূরে এই জন্য স্যার শোনা যাচ্ছে না মনে হয়।
ওকে আচ্ছা ঠিক আছে। নাম্বার 3 প্রবলেম বাকিটা তোমরা করবা। তোমরা রেসপন্ড না করলে এখানে আমার আর রেসপন্সিবিলিটি থাকে না। ওকে নাম্বার 4। Number 4 says that cos A is equal to 1 by 2. Number 4 says cos A equal to 1 by 2. So cos is positive. As cos is positive, so we can say that the angle might be in the first quadrant or angle might be in the fourth quadrant. Let us see any further information is given or not. They are saying cos A and sin A, they have the same sign. Cos A is positive and they have said sin A also have the same sign. That means it is also positive. Now cos A, sin A, both are positive. It is possible for only one quadrant, that is the first quadrant. So our angle is in the first quadrant, and that is why what can we do? We can say that all other trigonometric ratios will be positive, and in the method that I have showed in problem number 2, kindly find out all others. Number 5, given tan A is equal to minus 5 by 2, you can see that tan A is equal to minus 5 by 2. So tan is negative. That means the possibility of the angle is second or fourth quadrant. Why second or fourth quadrant? Because tan is negative. In the first quadrant, tan is positive. In the third quadrant, tan is positive. So these two are out of our possibility. Now in second and fourth quadrant, the angle can be. Now we have to decide on the further information in which quadrant it is actually. Okay. The information that is given, tan A and cos A have opposite sign. Okay. So tan A, it is negative. So if cos A have opposite sign, then that means cos A is positive. So we have to look for a quadrant where tan A is negative and cos A is positive. Can anybody tell me which quadrant it might be? Cos,
Fourth quadrant.
fourth quadrant. Very good. So in the fourth quadrant, we can see that cos is positive, but tan is negative over here. So it is in the fourth quadrant. So you can find out all other quantities. Okay. So number 5, till number 5, we have completed. Kindly solve it at home. And if you face any kind of difficulty, then let me know if you become human from being 3. Then number 6. Number 6 এবার আমরা solve করি। নাম্বার 6 এর এগুলো আসলে পারার কথা, এগুলো তোমরা জেনারেল ম্যাথেও সেম প্রবলেম সলভ করে আসছো। এনিওয়ে আমি একটা দেখাই। লেফট হ্যান্ড সাইড it is equal to given tan A plus cot A. Okay. So tan A is sin A plus by cos A plus it will be cos A by sin A. So if we do LCM, it will be cos A into sin A. And then sin A into sin A, it will be sin square A plus cos A into cos A, it will be cos square A. So sin square A plus cos square A, this is equal to 1. So 1 by cos A into 1 by sin A. We can write it in this shape, right? So 1 by cos A, this is equal to sec A, and 1 by sin A, this is cosec A. So that is our right hand side. Sec A into cosec A, that is right hand side. So left hand side equal to right hand side. Now number 2 and number 3, they are quite similar. I will solve one of them, and the rest, the other one, you will solve yourself. I will solve problem number 3. 6 3. So left hand side says that root over 1 minus sin A, 1 minus sin A divided by 1 plus sin A. So in such cases, what we do, we multiply with the opposite of denominator. That means if there is plus, we will multiply with minus. 1 minus sin A we already have in the numerator, but as I have multiplied something here, I have to multiply that in the numerator also to keep it balanced. Now from here, what we can write, root over 1 minus sin A whole square, and it will be A plus B into A minus B formula. So A square minus B square. Now 1 minus sin square A, this one can be replaced by cos square A, because sin square theta plus cos square theta is equal to 1. So So cos square theta will be equal to 1 minus sin square theta. And here 1 minus sin A whole square. So root over n square, they will cancel each other. It will be 1 minus sin A. And here also root over n square cancel each other. It will be cos A. So what I'm supposed to prove? Sec A minus tan A. Okay, done. So 1 minus cos A. I can separate it 1 minus cos A minus sin A by cos A. So 1 by cos A, this is sec A, and sin A by cos A, this is tan A, which is equal to right hand side. So would have proved whatever they have said, kindly write it in the third bracket. Okay, so your homework will be starting from problem number 1 of exercise 8.2. Try to solve until problem number 6. In problem number 6, there are 6 problems. So kindly already I have solved 2 for you. Kindly try to solve the rest, and if you cannot, then let me know which one you couldn't. I will solve it in the next class, inshallah. Okay. Thank you for joining, everyone. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.